please stand, we'll have the pledge of allegiance, and then we'll have the invocation from John. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God, we thank you for this day you give to us, and we pray that you just bless this meeting and bless the residents, and that just if anybody's sick during this time, that you would restore their health. In your name, amen.
Okay, I'll start with roll call. Moore?
Here.
Kennedy? Here. Belichick? Here. Swack? Here. Hawkins?
Here.
And for the record, Clerk Lori Zelnok is here. Judy Verse is absent, excuse.
Yes, can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th meeting?
I will make a motion to approve the January 13th minutes, January 13, 2025 minutes.
I'll support.
Doing all in favor on that one?
Voice vote, can I have a voice vote on that motion?
Aye.
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 Okay, it's okay.
Next is the approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I believe you had
There is, yes, I am amending that down on the DPW update now, number 2. We're gonna put in there the Leonard drain. I do have information on the Leonard drain that we've all been waiting for with bated breath.
Are all the accounts payable numbers accurate for the meeting? You weren't going over those numbers, correct?
We weren't, no,
Okay.
we just wanted to double check the budget since Judy isn't here, that there
Okay.
wasn't any bugs that we were gonna have when we got to that motion.
Gotcha. I will make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Have a voice vote on that, please. Aye.
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 Opposed?
Motion carries.
Guys, got the treasurer's report, right?
Yes, we did.
Can I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll support.
I'll do a roll call vote on that if you'd like.
Call.
Hawkins?
Yes.
Swack?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Belichick? Yes. Moore?
Yes. Budget adjustments for 24 and 25. I don't have that. That should be in this packet.
Usually she gives,
Is it in an email?
it looks like it's a,
So it should be at that top, the general fund transfer budget, everything has the adjusted budget.
there's a few then. We have one for each one. So we have the income proposed, the proposed budget, the major account, and then the Parks and Recreation.
Are you gonna go through them like item by item, like general, local,
I
major?
guess if you want to, I I quickly see some adjustments. I can't see where stuff is going necessarily.
Okay,
Just going down, looking from the previous budget to the current budget, I'm looking at the proposed income budget. Looks like there's a little more income. Permits would be down. Looks like revenue sharing is the same, bonds are the same. It looks like rental equipment, I'm sorry, reimbursed community block grant is down. And then from account reserve is up on income. On major accounts, it looks like same, looks like rental equipment is much less. So obviously, we don't need as much in rental equipment, along with routine maintenance is, for sidewalks, electricity, gravel, things like that, that's up. That was adjusted upward. Traffic services for chloride signs, blinker light, that was adjusted. Looks like signs was adjusted down. It'd probably be because we purchased some signs, we didn't need as much now. Bond retirement would be down. Let's see what else here. It looks like executive president, that went up just slightly because of the change in, same with the clerk and the treasurer, those went up slightly. Adding an administrative assistant went up a little bit. And then inspectors is down quite a bit. Legal is up a little bit. Clerk or auditor is up a little bit. Looks like everything else, I mean, they're minor adjustments, and I know she has them all evened out.
There's one more that I know of. It's new
Sanitation.
equipment purchase.
New equipment, okay.
So I think it's over 20,000. What's sitting in there is the cost of the road grader.
Okay.
It's going to extend into next year's budget. And it looks like the purchase agreement to purchase Ashley property is also going to extend into the budget. So we made sure that those figures were in there, that we had the money for that when it comes time to reappropriate.
It's like, and I guess the important thing is, on the proposed income, I have an ending balance of 305,944.44, and on the proposed budget, I have an ending balance of 305,944.44. So, it looks like everything is accounted for. In and out, no extra. Or it's already in there.
We do work on,
I think we just need to get a motion sort on that.
I will make a motion to approve the budget adjustments for 2025, 2026.
I'll support.
have a roll call vote on that, please.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Pellicet,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Swack,
Yes,
Moore.
Yes.
and actually a slight modification to the agenda, which says 24, 25.
Sure does.
So we'll go over accounts payable.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $10,804.98 for general, $1,918.89 for major, $445.50 for local, and $0 for Mill Park Recreation.
Support.
Rick, can I have a roll call vote on that, please?
Hawkins,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Swack,
Yes,
Pellicet, Moore.
Yes. At this point, we're going to close the regular meeting.
I will make a motion to close the regular meeting and open the public hearing for truth and taxation.
Can I have a second on that?
Second.
Yeah.
Seconded.
There you go.
Can I have a roll call vote on that, please?
Sure.
Pellicet,
Yes.
Swack,
Yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Hawkins.
Yes.
now you're in.
This is from the new upcoming.
Right, this is for the truth and taxation.
So far, we're in our truth and taxation.
Right.
at
Yep.
this one.
This is where the audience is not to.
So, okay, if there's any public comment on the 2025 budget, or 24, 25, 26 budget for the village, we have public comment on anything in there?
What's the millage for?
For the mill. That's a continuation of what we've had for some time.
It's the same, it's not an increase or
It's
anything, right?
Change it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's staying the same. We've had a 7% mill for
20 years.
Anything else?
Are you waiting for me to say
No.
something? No, look at me.
Hearing none, a motion to support the budget for the 25-26 year.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 25-26 budget, approve the 7 mil tax rate with a total budget of $420,000, $420,621.44, with $305,944 for general, $1.44, $17,673 for local, $96,729 for major, and $275 for the park recreation.
I will support.
I'll do a roll call on it.
Swack,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Pellicet,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes? So we're gonna read our regular meeting.
So the motion carried.
Motion
With
is
that.
carried with that, so we're going to reopen our regular meeting at this point in time. We're going to go into new business. We've already covered the budget adoption with the 7 mil property tax civil engineers for Forest Street paving project.
Do we need a
I'd
motion?
like to make a motion to close the
Yep.
public hearing, resume the regular.
Oh, I'm
meeting.
sorry.
And I'll support. There we go.
I need to do a roll call just for a minute.
Mhm.
Okay,
Can
thank
I have
you.
a roll call on that, please?
Absolutely. Pellicet,
Yes.
Moore,
Here.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Swack,
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
So we're back on to new business and we have to reopen the meeting, do we?
That is correct. You are,
Now you're back in.
Great. So, going down to number 2 here on new business, the civil engineers for Forest Street. Giffel and Williams, I think, is the one I've been talking to on it. I talked to Lo, who did has done work for us in the past and did the park work there. And in talking with them, our percentage of what we're gonna end up with is gonna be our percentage. It doesn't really matter a whole lot which engineer you use. You're not gonna be, it's not like anything's on sale or anything, and we're gonna save money. They're all gonna come in right around the same dollar figure. But what we have to do is have this street, the Forest Street, done by the end of this year. I'd like to bring them in so you can talk to them, so you know exactly how many dollars we're gonna be spending on this. This goes out to 2028. So from now to 28, we're gonna be working on this. So the road is broke up into 2 sections. They're gonna do one section in 27 and one section in 28. So, do you want me to bring them out here so you can meet the guys that are gonna be doing the work for us? Have you met with them before? They can explain it better to you. I've got numbers. Thousands of dollars, $100,000s of dollars floating all over my books here saying, uh-oh, we got a lot of money to deal with. So I think we should do that. Now, the IRS 2025 mileage rate is in your packet. It's just if you're
What does it become?
logging miles and charging it to the village, this will tell you what your rates are. It's just the standard mileage rates for 2025.
How much are they? Or is there a thing?
It's in your packet.
Is it?
I don't think we have it.
I don't
have it?
have it in my packet either.
You don't have it either?
No.
You have to talk to the new office help.
Maybe they got in the other packets, I don't know.
Nobody got this?
And that-
What is it?
Oh, they ended up in the audience packet.
Oh, I see. So it basically 70 cents a mile? Wow. Holy smokes. So the mileage rates increase for self-employed and business to 70 cents a mile. For charities, it's 14 cents a mile. For medical, 21 cents a mile. And then moving, military only is 21 cents a mile. For us, it would be the 70 cents a mile then, right? I think that's it. So, holy smokes.
Do we need to approve that
I don't, it's not really ours to approve,
No?
right?
No,
Oh, I
that's
didn't know
just the standard
if we
rate.
were gonna,
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter.
I wasn't sure, because
Yeah,
it-
who you're representing, you're gonna do it at the same rate. That's
Okay.
just the rate.
gotcha.
It's more, probably just more information.
Yep. Well, it is more than what previous, so that's something else.
We're down to number 4, we're gonna approve the meeting dates. You see the, for the planning commission are in here, and the meeting dates, for the, park committee, whom I met with this week, by the way, park committee. The gal on the park committee, while I'm talking about it, she wants to send us the minutes of their meetings so that we're all on the same page of what's happening in our meetings. That's, sure, that's a fine idea. I have it. I didn't get it out, so. We need to
Do we-
approve the meeting dates.
We have all the meetings, all the dates for all the meetings?
We, while we're approving meeting dates, have to change one date on our calendars.
Okay.
Or April 8th date for the village meeting is not right. It's gotta be April 14th.
Is it just because that's how they fell?
It's, yeah, I just noticed, I was filling
Yeah,
out my
it's the
calendar for
14th.
meetings for the year,
Gotcha.
and I looked at this and I said, well, this is a Tuesday. It can't work.
Yeah, okay. So it's just a correction on the meeting date?
Yeah,
All right.
that's a correction from the last.
I don't think we have those either. I'm sorry.
It was in your last package.
Okay, gotcha.
We
So all
approved
those
that-
are,
We approved the village meeting minutes
okay,
last meeting.
gotcha.
So we need to amend
We need-
the motion from the previous?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I will make a motion to amend the April 2025 meeting date from April 8th to April 14th, which is officially the second Monday, in the previously approved meeting
I'll support.
minutes, dates.
We just voice vote.
Yeah,
Have a voice vote on that, please. All in
Aye.
favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? No, motion carried. So old business, the road grade, I did get,
Oh, hold on. Property at 4285.
oh, I'm sorry. Here's where John comes in, John agreed to come out and talk about these things. We talked a few times this week and over what's transpired and where we're going. The recommendation is that we proceed with the demolition of the building. Would you like to speak to that, John,
Sure, thank you.
please?
Of course, it's the council's decision, which is why I'm here, to ask the council for direction. As far as how they like to proceed, there's a new council that's been assembled, I haven't been out yet, so it's great to meet President Moore. At this time, the receiver's attorney had not been communicative with our office as far as updates on the sale or their intention to follow through in demolishing the structure themselves. It's my understanding there's been some inquiries with respect to purchasing the property, but in understanding it is on the demolition list and it's not in a habitable condition, that the interest has stalled. So it'd be my recommendation, or rather request, for the council to decide if they wish for us to file circuit court action for the demolition. While one could hypothetically take the dangerous building officer's order to demolish the structure, it's always been our office's recommendation to our clients, both Leonard and to others, to get the judicial order before demolishing a structure, just due to the irreversible nature of it.
Yeah.
The fact that this is an out-of-state receiver and conglomerate of shell companies, we did provide adequate notice, I believe, for those demolition hearings, but I believe having a judge agree and to sign in advance of the village expending any of its own money to demolish the structure, we'd hate for that to be a lengthy contested bill. And so it's my request just for you all to discuss amongst yourselves openly, if you'd like to authorize us to draft and file a circuit court complaint.
I see no changes to their listing. It's not pending. I see no changes to their auction. There are no bids. Surprise. There are no comments here that say anything differently. So obviously they are not changing what they're doing. It doesn't change ownership of the land. We just end up demoing what's on the land.
It would not change ownership. We'd file a notice of this penance, just reporting that, letting them know that that property is subject to litigation and filed in circuit court.
Yeah.
And then if, depending on the judge's order or what bills and costs come due, if they're paid or not, that could affect ownership ultimately.
Oh.
We wouldn't be seeking an order for ownership at this time.
Right, just the demo.
Correct, to demolish the dangerous building.
And then we know it's 20,000 to demo. That's a local
I don't
quote.
know if that's the exact figure, but.
No, that
I think that's what we've discussed in
I
the
have a
past.
quote, I got a quote for 20,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a local guy, shoot, common name, John Wayne? Yeah, no, I wasn't sure if you guys knew him or not, because ended up at a New Year's Eve party and he was there and I didn't know it, so we went in passing. But
That's the real John Wayne?
apparently it's a new John Wayne. But oh, okay, yeah, as I say, I thought that he's been around here, so I figured somebody would know him. Good guy?
He's been around quite a while, but is this, price for demolition?
Yes.
The gentleman that you had do the drain over on our property,
Arcadian Rutherford?
he said he'd do it too.
Okay.
I don't know if he gave you
Lord.
a bid.
It's
He
worth
didn't
getting a
talk- he didn't
second one
say
then.
anything to me about it, I would've thought
He
about it.
said something to me that he was interested in doing it.
Okay,
We
so,
need to get competitive quotes anyways.
Well,
Absolutely.
I guess I'll give him a call and see about it.
yeah,
then.
I didn't know who else would do it. I reached out to somebody because somebody had given me John's number, so. And just to have an idea of where we were, because I mean, that affects everything here, you know.
After we demo this building, we put a lien on that property for the cost that we incurred demoing the building, or did you say something about owning that piece of property again?
So outcome of litigation can have effects on liens, forfeiture, ownership interest ultimately. But it would depend on what happens in that litigation. Do they file an appearance? Do they comply with the court order? Do they demo it themselves? Do we stipulate or enter some other type of settlement or consent judgment to have it removed on their timetable at their cost? So it can ultimately, but I think that's putting the cart before the horse in this discussion.
What is usually the time frame between submitting the paperwork and getting the judgment back?
Well, it depends if they even file an appearance or if, we simply take a default, and, get a judgment within the first 28 days of filing. It depends if we need to file a motion for alternate service or if we can effectuate service on the out-of-state receiver, promptly. So there's a number of different factors. The fact that we have an attorney who's represented them allegedly in state now, and help himself out to us, that may help expedite things. But it's something that we'll make a priority, but there are limits within the law.
I guess I would like to make a motion to authorize the village president to have legal counsel proceed with circuit court hearing for 4285 demolition.
Support?
I was hoping someone else would pay for it, but it is what it is. It's still a dangerous building.
Let's see what happens out of this one.
Yeah,
That is a one.
yeah, agreed.
Is it okay if the motion's over to make a roll call? vote?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, great, thank you. Kennedy?
Yes.
Swack?
yes.
Pelichick?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Hawkins?
Yes.
So we're moving forward with the demolition decree then.
I believe what we're doing is, moving forward to get circuit court involved.
You also
So we
have,
have the legal judgment.
Official order?
you've authorized a circuit court complaint to be filed to pursue a judicial order to demo the property.
And we have to
We
get,
have the dangerous building officer order now, but just due to the potential cost,
Yeah.
we want a judge's signature is always preferred,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Yeah, don't touch it until it's,
we have to give them a chance to reply to this complaint, right, or if that we're
Correct.
partly through.
Yeah, we would have to serve them with the complaint, they'd have an opportunity to respond.
and have they responded to you recently with things?
Not recently, not since the property was first listed.
I have a feeling it's not listed by the people who own it.
Well, it'd be listed by the receiver, and they may have
Oh.
hired an agent or a broker to represent them.
Okay,
And that's where there's an issue that
yes,
the owner has a court-appointed receiver. So the owner's not even the one really making the decisions with respect to the properties that they own nationally.
yeah, it was my guess. There was just too big of a loan on these properties that it seemed like they borrowed and it was somebody else trying to gain money from,
Correct, there's a lot of money on this property for them, which is
Yeah.
why they don't want to simply demo.
yeah. I don't know why they're trying to fight to keep it up and running.
Okay. We're all set with that one. We'll go on to the next one. We'll talk about the road grader. I got great information. We're working on it. That's what I said, okay, thanks.
Been working at it for a while.
That's what I got, so. The purchase agreement for the park easement, talked about that a little bit. I did get all the necessary paperwork from our end to John, Cindy and Fred. I'm sorry, Fred, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what I told me.
They have to agree with the survey's discretion or description of the property and what's out there. Or, you know, they agree to our survey and what we've given them, that this is true and acceptable of what we're buying from them. And because we're subdividing their property, we're actually taking a portion of their property away. It's gonna change their property line.
And taxes
And-
better go down.
It's only 50 square feet.
I was gonna say, it's like 50 cents.
So just an update on that.
I'll give you $5 a year for the next 30 years, if you're around to collect it.
Right.
If you're around to collect it.
Who says you're gonna be around to kill it?
Well, we're not talking about me.
This is all verbal, none of this applies. Right.
So anyway, we think, John and I were talking, maybe by mid-March, end of March, we might have the purchase agreement done and completed, so we can move forward on our ARC projects.
Yeah, the hope is that as the ground begins to thaw, we'll be able to give you guys the property and be able to complete a closing so that you guys at your liberty can start work on that, or at least lining up contractors. What we have right now is documents drafted, but we will need just survey descriptions for what would be the resulting parcels, because there will be a split combo that occurs to comply with both your land division ordinance and the Land Division Act. And so us having those legal descriptions ahead of time would allow us to execute a purchase agreement, well, rather bill, and then make those applications that are necessary, get that document over to the receiver, to the assessors, and have parcel numbers that we can, then move forward on a quick claim deed. So there's a few different steps. We often do easements on these, but it's ultimately the property owner's right and discretion to decide how they wish to convey land. And so we would review a purchase agreement in this instance, which takes a little bit more steps, but it certainly should be doable, we hope. So hopefully word on that at your next meeting, and I can put a letter together to help explain any outstanding steps if we get. Okay.
So you gotta be nice to us. That's it.
Aren't we always?
Yes, you are.
Is there anything else that we need to do?
Wow. I came up with my nicknames honestly, you know.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay, we're on to the truck repair. We got the brakes repaired. We like the mechanic. Don and I were both out there with, talked to him several times, and the good thing is they moved, they were pretty far away. We went all the way over to Waterford Township to get them. And, but when he was out here, he told me, hey, we just moved. We're out in Holly now, so that's closer to us. So I was very happy about that. It was very expedient, got the job done well within the money that
No,
we did.
I'm from Holly. No, it is not closer to you.
These people don't know Holly, they just moved there.
Yeah, no, not
So-
closer.
So we're gonna keep them on. It's Fleet Masters. We're gonna keep them on for the foreseeable future. Leonard Drain, we all wanna talk about the Leonard Drain. I've been working on that a long time without much, but right now, it looks like the majority of the issue with this drain is maintenance, which is good.
Gee, what a surprise.
And then as soon as he said culverts, I knew where he was going. And I said, oh geez, my heart sunk a little bit. Until we get to the culverts. So until they get these culverts cleaned out and get down in there to be able to see them, they got the same problem I had across the street or back by the garage and stuff when I was doing that drain last fall. When you get down to the culverts and open them, you find out they're a mess, they're rotted, or something's wrong with them. Some of these culverts may not have been big enough. He's telling me they're probably, some of them aren't big enough, they're choke points. When they're choke points, the drain slows down. When the drain slows down, you got all kinds of personal problems with your property, erosion and things, water laying around too long. So that was the good, so it's good and bad really, because when you get into the culverts, the money is gonna go up quite a bit, quite fast. everything. But for right now, I was happy, you said the major portion of it is just maintenance. That's good for us. That brings the price back down a bit.
Well, if you keep up on it. Nobody maintenance.
Talk to Oakland County about that. That's Oakland County's, they've owned it for a decade, actually longer than a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to keep on the bill.
they, well, depends on who you get out there to do the work. So, we'll go on to the president's report. I don't have any freedom of information, requests.
We didn't receive any.
CBD block grants, I did want to talk with you about that. You're the expert on block grants, I'm told.
Well, I don't know that I would say that, but I will tell you where we're at with that. So, I did have a conversation, there's been a whole new regime over there. Every meeting, it's always something. They want to recapture some of the older funds. We are like way beyond, it is within our purview to decide if we want to give them up or not. But they said honestly, it is causing, like our metric is so off that they really want to pull 2021 and 2022 funds. We expended one of those, I think 2023. They want to pull the two oldest. They want to leave us with the newest, which is the 2024 funds were just released last month for us. So we have 7,000 in that, and that is in minor home repair. We have, okay, working backward, I said it wrong. So that was 2024. 2023 is architectural barriers. Everything else they want gone, blown out. So they want me to reprogram it and get rid of it. But we can have a conversation about it right now.
Where
But
can we put it?
I would need to, well, what we would do is we would transfer it to the Oakland County Home Improvement Program.
Okay.
And so although it wouldn't go to a resident here, because it can be funneled, if there's somebody who's already working with the home improvement program, then that can go directly to them to help them offset cost or to pay down loans. It will just kind of go into a general pool. But what has to happen procedurally is I will publish something, and then our next meeting, we'll have a conversation about it. If council decides to agree with Oakland County and we get rid of the older funds that really, we cannot use them, we can't combine them, we can't really reprogram them because of the way things are here, we're just kind of caught in a box. It's best just to let them go, and it would just focus on what we do have, which is we have those monies that we could use for other things moving forward. And I think it would like make everybody's life, well, mainly mine, a little bit better.
Well, and we haven't had any requests, right? I mean, it's hard to hold on to funds when you don't have anything to use them for, and it's been a while.
And this is the thing too, when I did have a conversation with them, they did want to pull the funds that they just gave us last month, but it's within our right for you guys as council to say no. And I said to them, I think that's really wrong. For one reason, we have residents that we don't know what's going to happen yet.
Right.
And if somebody's furnace goes, then we have nothing. And it takes too long to re-grant program money from the other funds into minor home repair. Keeping those two, right now is the way to go. And that's that. So we'll just have to have a meeting about it.
And closing books on the old stuff makes sense.
It does.
I mean, if
because
we
it's
can't do
going-
anything with it anyhow.
And they keep making me, I have to jump through a few hoops every month to make sure that
Yeah.
we're quote in compliance, but we're not in compliance, so it's best to let it go.
And I mean, to
We
keep,
can't use that money for anything, we can't repurpose it for
We
anything. Why-
really can't. Like, I tried
Just go back to
to
it.
get it to go for the mill, and it couldn't happen, so we just have to let it go.
but I mean, to keep 7,000 makes sense, because I mean, a furnace could cost, a roof could cost, if somebody was to have an issue, it could be seven,
So we would
a
be-
well, I
We
mean,
would be keeping two. We would be keeping
2 years.
7,000 for minor home repair and
Yeah.
7,000 for remove architectural barriers. If planning commission could get something rolling with the sidewalks, we could work with somebody local who could do something outside of Davis-Bacon. We could get those small projects that the planning commission discussed.
this was connecting spots that don't connect, where
Connecting spots
there was a
that don't
piece, a hunk of grass in the middle of them, it's just silly,
Right.
just to
306 down there, the
Over-
church.
yeah, by the
over there,
church.
just small
By
pieces
the
that could be
Poly
done,
end.
and if we can find somebody outside of it. So that will be a conversation for next meeting. That's it.
We don't have anything on ordinance enforcement except the one we just talked about, where we go. First one, the ordinance on demolition debris. I have nothing from Summer Festival Committee. Does anybody have anything from them?
No.
I know what's going on with that. So just because I'm in the email chain for that, the committee's getting together. This may be the last Strawberry Festival. They've lost board members. They can't bring on enough board members. They will have enough volunteers this year to make the festival happen, and there's enough money in the account that they really could make something happen. But next year will be the 76th and potentially last Strawberry Festival we ever have. So that's what's kind of on the table right now with them, is that they don't know that they can go on. They're not really getting the support, unfortunately, they need from the fire department anymore. They've just gone in a different direction. They don't need the Strawberry Sunday sales to make it for them. They do golf outings, they do other things. So, that's all I have.
We're really not doing what it was designed to do anymore anyway, if it's all,
I mean,
always to support the
You
fire
know, and
department.
there's always other ways to go. You know, during COVID, we had that little community block party, and I thought it was excellent. It was very scaled down, but it worked.
I mean, I would highly support scaling back on the festival. I don't think it needs to stretch from the corner here all the way to this elementary.
Yeah.
I think it just got too big, too expensive, too many people, too much to do.
Right.
Back it up, give me a parade, blow those stupid horns in my face, which
Little
I hate.
parade contest
A
and.
little bit of
call it a day.
fighting and I'm done. Let me go home by 2.
Yep. So, it's not official, but that's the temperature, basically, with the group right now.
Okay, John, we have the cable commission report, please.
We didn't meet last week or last month. We were not meeting this month. Just Terry had some health concerns, so it got pushed back to the 24th of March.
Wow.
So they're meeting in March?
Yep, March 24th. I'll be there.
We have a report on the tech reading committee, please. Nothing going on. North Oakland Transportation Authority, I went to the last meeting, well, we went over the drivers' training and new regulations for the drivers, and getting the way they do physicals are gonna change, they're gonna do it all at McLaren down here. McLaren's the one that agreed to give them a decent price on doing it. They're gonna have to go to a physical twice a year, a performance physical and a medical physical twice every 6 months to continue driving, so. And they're working on somebody new is coming, and I don't wanna say it's Independence, but I think we already had them, it's somebody else over that way that wants to join, North Oakland Transportation Authority.
Just a cool thing to do.
I haven't met with planning commission yet, I don't know, is anybody on the planning?
We are going to have a meeting. We have to have this meeting in February, come hell or high water, because it's the 4th. And we will continue to work on updating the master plan. We're having some issues with software and trying to find the stuff and trying to get it
You do
somewhere.
that down here in the hall?
We do, yeah. 3rd Thursday at 7.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That?
Yeah.
we'll figure it out, I guess. I've got a laptop with nothing on it, so I can do something.
If we just can't, the problem is we're trying to get overlays of present use and future use to make sure that everything is matching. And just have, get rid of any inconsistencies in there, but we don't really have the program to run it. So we're
Right.
just kind of struggling right now, but we'll still have a meeting regardless of
Still
the
have a meeting.
master or not.
Yep.
It's February
And I think there's,
20th, right?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's no
What's on here?
business coming in front of the meeting. I don't think there's anything that's
No, I don't think
pressing.
we really have anything.
Okay, our last meeting at the Pollyanna Trail Management Council was rather short. The gist of the meeting was Linda Moran, the manager, has agreed to stay on for 2 more years.
Oh, good for you guys.
Well, I would have given her a 4-year motion, but 2 years with a 2-year later, I'd give her,
But it's
you
for life.
give her an incentive, an option for the 2 more years, and so we have her for 4.
Yeah.
Village Park, I met with the Village Park this week and met Linda Noakey?
Noaker,
Noaker,
Mhm.
and her husband, and
Doug.
Brian Smith or somebody else that was there. And it was Mike and I that were sitting here talking about it. So she's just getting it together. And like I said, she wants to give you guys minutes of the meeting so that you know what's going on with them every month, so.
Works.
I didn't get it in time, I just got it today. I can't run that thing upstairs yet. Somebody's gotta show me how to run that too.
Oh, we've got our new printer, so if you're wondering what that's all about, yeah.
We talked about block grants. That ends all that portion of the meeting. John, do you have anything else you want to talk to us about that we need to discuss this evening?
No, I will be, I'll stick around for, obviously, not to have a forum discussion, but individually, if anyone has any questions, introduce themselves or just touch base, we try not to travel out here, just in acknowledging budget and costs and things like that, but it's good to put a face to names and happy to answer any quick questions if you have any.
I'm sorry, since I'm the only new one on the council up here, I figured you knew everybody else.
Well, in a sense, I was here once before and I see a lot of familiar faces
Yeah.
and I have the names. But I think in my 4 years, it's only been once.
Right.
And that was around the ballot initiative time. So,
Oh, yes. Wonderful
That's
ballots.
sparse. So,
Got it.
and that's it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
A motion, we adjourn this meeting at 7:45.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:45.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none? Motion-
Nope.
Meeting's adjourned.